Hi guys, my name is Mladen. I'm one of the developers. Our game is Going Medieval. It's a medieval colony sim, and the premise is that the plague has killed most of the people, and there are no countries, and you have to start all over. So this is, for reboot, we have a predefined scenario. You get randomized workers. Each of them have certain advantages, traits, and disadvantages, which affect how they behave. Here on the screen you can see a bit of a backstory.
So is this kind of like a City Skylines medieval, but more grounded?
Yeah, it's a combination of RimWorld, Banished, Stronghold. It's a free-built sandbox game, but the emphasis is on colony simulation. So each of your workers have different traits, different backstories, and all of those traits will affect how they behave. So even though there's a lot of building, it's not a building game, it's more of a colony sim. So for example, here you have a list of jobs each worker can perform. Currently the priority is from left to right, so you can deselect and select and optimize that way. Building, as I said, it's a free building game, so there are no predefined buildings. You have to build from scratch. If you want to build a house, you have to build everything.
So it's less about like getting tiers of buildings and more managing your people of your colony.
Yeah, exactly. All your workers have certain needs. For example, when they are hungry, they will go to eat. If you tell them to make food, they will eat. They will prioritize cooked food over raw food, which gives them more nutrition. When they're sleepy, they will go to sleep. If they sleep in a bed, they will wake up fully rested and they will work better. So there's a lot of things you have to optimize. And based on this list, workers will select jobs. It's a fully 3D game. Each session is a randomized map, so players will have a unique experience every time they play the game. And
how many people can you have in your colony at any given time?
Well, this is an early build, so maybe 6 months of development. But for starters, you have just a handful of people. Currently, we have 5. But the plan is later on to implement reproduction and maybe some world events where somebody will join your village or ask for your help, and they will give something in return. So you'll be able to grow.
So you mentioned scenarios. Does that mean each different scenario you have like a goal that you're trying to obtain?
No, actually, the goal is to survive for as long as you can. And by scenario, I meant map size and starting conditions. So we have predefined starting conditions for this reboot build.
What's the longest you survived in your game?
Couple of hours actually, because we currently don't have food growing system implemented. So at one point you will run out of food, and your workers they will die, which is pretty much end of game. But there will be crops implemented. For example, if your crops are in the sun, they will grow faster than in the shades. So you also have to worry about that. There will be also a temperature system involved, so food will rotten slower in colder temperatures. We will have 4 seasons, so you'll have to make clothes for your workers depending on the season.
So it's kind of like Minecraft meets City Skylines meets Don't Starve.
Yes, also Banished, Stronghold, RimWorld, bunch of different genres. Also under development is a system where you will be able to carve inside the terrain. And this is just for demo purposes. You'll be able to hide these layers and see what's inside. So potentially you can have an entire city inside the hill, which gives you another gameplay twist, and also gives you tactical advantages when somebody attacks you. Also, the plan is to go into early access later this year, at the end of the year, and based on player feedback, we will tweak the game and improve or optimize it further.
What's like a good amount of time? What would you say is like a good survival time in your opinion for this game?
People usually try to last as long as they can. So,
what's the longest you've ever seen someone survive in your game?
Actually, this is the first time we're showing it in public.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Too early to tell.
Yeah, too early to tell.
So can you talk about the different tiers of buildings you can build and the different kind of productions and resources you can gather?
Yeah, actually, as far as the buildings go, you have basic walls and floors and stairs, doors and windows, and it's pretty much like Legos. You build whatever you want to build. There are no predefined buildings, as I say. You can build small houses, you can build huge castles. It's up to you completely. But for example, production, you can build a campfire where they can cook meals. They can cook various meals depending on available resources. Currently, they can make a vegetable soup. They need some mushrooms and some wood. Currently, we don't have any mushrooms, so you have these orders, different types of orders. Chopping is for trees, mining is for obviously mining, cutting is for cutting small plants. You can click individually or drag select multiple, and when they have enough resources, they will fetch those resources to this campfire and they will produce vegetables too, which will give them more nutrition.
Does food have an expiration?
Currently no, but it will. So you'll have to, when we implement temperature system, we will implement food expiration. So food will expire slower in colder rooms. So that's one way also of optimizing your gameplay.
Does your game has a day and night cycle? Does it also feature seasons?
And not yet, but the plan is to feature seasons. So depending on the season, your objectives will vary. For example, during the winter, you will probably, before the winter, you will probably have to gather some wood in order to produce heat or make warmer clothes during the winter. What else?
So where did the idea for this game come from?
We played a lot of similar games, such as Banished, RimWorld, Stronghold, Crusader, and we decided to kind of make a mashup of all of them. So we really like RimWorld, but we wanted to make a 3D game.
So when does your game come out and what platforms will it be on?
We plan to release it on early access sometime at the end of the year. We don't have an exact date yet. Currently, we're only on Steam.
You can go to gramophonegames.com to find out more.
Yeah, we have Facebook pages, Steam pages where you can wishlist us. We have an official Discord group where you can join and track the development process and interact with us. Maybe give us some suggestions if you'd like. And yeah.